This James Cameron Aquaman thing? Or do you want to jump into something else?
Tell me about this.
All right, James Cameron was displeased with Aquaman's look or realism. He felt it was not real. An underwater kingdom was not realistic.
Can you tell him? Can you tell James Cameron I'm displeased with him making 4 freaking Avatar sequels?
And trust me, that's not realistic either. Okay. He said, I think Aquaman is great fun. This is an interview he did with Entertainment Weekly.
Right.
I think it's a movie I could have never made. Truthfully, I could have never made that film because it requires this total dreamlike disconnect from any sense of physics or reality.
Which is what the underwater scenes were.
I hate to break it to you. Avatar's the same thing there, James. It exists somewhere between a Greek mythic landscape and a fairy tale landscape. And people just kind of zoom around underwater because they propel themselves mentally, I guess. I don't know. But it's cool. You buy it on its own terms, but I've spent thousands of hours underwater. Here we go. I'm very literal about my underwater. It needs to look like it's real. And while I can enjoy that film, I don't resonate with it because it doesn't look real. That's not my underwater. That's not my underwater.
All right,
So weird.
Here's the thing with James Cameron. He said a lot of stupid things.
Yeah.
He's been on record saying a lot of stupid, really dumb things.
Yeah.
I think this is one of them. But
I agree.
But out of all the things that he said, I understand where he's coming from because the same thing. I don't agree with him, but I understand because the same example for me is Joe Rogan, right? Joe Rogan hates the movie doesn't like the movie Warrior. Right? Doesn't think it's very realistic to what MMA is. So that's movie. But I love that.
Yeah,
movie.
man.
But I understand. I disagree with him, but I understand where he's coming from because that's his world.
Right.
He spends so much time in MMA that every little thing, it's hard for him to look past certain little things that they get wrong. He just can't. He just can't see it. Like one little thing, like when there's a military movie that doesn't portray soldiers the right way, I'm sure that you would get pissed off. I mean,
and I do.
That happens. Now he has. Remember, from Titanic until Avatar, that motherfucker was living in Atlantis.
Yeah,
like he was gone. He was in the water. So he does know it very well. I think it's ridiculous. I think it's ridiculous to want to compare that to Aquaman.
Yeah,
it's
but that's the thing. This is a superhero movie.
I
It's
know.
a comic book movie.
I know.
Like that's if as much as like whatever you may think of the movie, the underwater scenes were awesome.
Yeah, they were good.
They were
Visually,
beautiful.
yeah.
They were so cool looking. That's the part I liked about the movie the most.
Yeah. So it's like, again, I understand where his mind was going, but he's it's stupid.
He doubles down a little bit later and says, Aquaman doesn't help us with our issues of actually understanding the ocean and exploring the ocean and preserving the ocean, though
that's not what this movie is.
They did throw in a couple of things like whales and things like that to remind us we were using the ocean as a garbage dump, so I applaud the film for that.
Splish, splash.
He says we're doing a lot of underwater in the Avatar sequels, and it's going to have such a different feel. So this is, I feel like he's kind of stumping for his film and also pushing back on the Aquaman stuff, and so it's just a weird, why comment on it?
He shouldn't. This is a conversation.
It's such an ego thing.
It
It's
is.
so
Yeah,
weird.
well, he's a king.
So weird.
He's
this is a conversation he should have with his friends in his living room
exactly.
with a glass of wine, and then just talking about it. And then
Maybe
his friends,
people his age just don't understand that stuff just goes on the internet and everyone freaks out about it.
Right.
So they just speak.
He
their mind.
knows it happens every time he speaks. He does this on purpose because what are they gonna? He's not gonna. This is not anything he's gonna lose a job over. This is not, the guy's got more money than most banks. You know, he's gonna be. He says this kind of shit, then he's back in there, and then it's like, oh, he'll say something stupid right before Avatar comes out too, because he wants to get his name back out there. He's the king of it. He's a very smart man.
Yes.
So I'm not. It's dumb, but it's smart in the same way.
James makes billions.
Yeah, thank you, Sebastian.